migratory birds can sense the Earth's magnetic field. They use this inbuilt compass along with visual cues like the sun and stars to help them fly in the right direction. For decades, people have wondered whether electromagnetic noise made by humans could be interfering with birds' magnetic compass. Now scientists in Germany have shown that in robins, at least, this appears to be true.
Anthropogenic electromagnetic noise is everywhere because every piece of equipment with a plug, when you plug it in, it's going to make electromagnetic noise in some frequency range. If you could sense this electromagnetic noise, it will probably be like some kind of rock concert going on all the time.
Henrik's team discovered this effect when they tried to replicate an experiment performed by scientists who study bird orientation. It involved putting robins in a cage at night during the migratory season. Because the birds are so eager to migrate, they'll jump in the direction they want to fly.
You take some birds from their normal home cages, you bring them to your hut where you want to do your experiments, and then you take them out of the carrying case and you put them into this funnel. And this funnel has scratch-sensitive papers on the walls. And then you leave it there for an hour, where it does its spontaneous migratory restlessness behavior, which it only does at night and in the migratory season. After this hour, you take them out of the funnel and you have the results on the scratch paper.
For 3 years, Henrik and his colleagues couldn't see their robins jumping in the right direction.
We were desperate to make this experiment work, so for 3 years we tried all kinds of things to make this experiment work, but nothing changed it. They were disoriented. Until one day a postdoc of mine, Niels Lasse Schneider, got the idea to screen the wooden huts on the inside with aluminium plates and connect them to a lightning rod.
By screening the huts with aluminium, the researchers blocked man-made electromagnetic noise from entering the hut. When they switched the screening on, the robins suddenly oriented.
So this is one of the experimental huts that we use for our experiments. And what's fascinating is that the grounding down here can actually be connected and disconnected just by unscrewing this screw. And this means that if you unscrew this screw, the birds inside this hut will be feeling all the electromagnetic disturbances and they will not orient. If I reconnect this screw so that the aluminium screens inside are connected, then the birds inside this hut will orient. So basically, I can turn on and off the orientation of the birds by either connecting or disconnecting this screw.
Once the team had removed the robins from the cages, they could take a closer look at the scratch-sensitive papers.
So at the end of the experiment, we collect the papers of the funnels, and basically we can then look and see in what direction this bird wanted to jump in and go in. You can see here that this bird is very, very oriented in this direction. There are lots of scratches here and virtually no scratches here. So this is a very well-oriented bird.
To work out what kind of man-made electromagnetic noise was interfering with the robin's compass, the team used coils to artificially introduce different frequencies of noise inside the hut.
So the frequency range that we found effects of is the radio frequency, AM radio frequency band. That's from about 50 kilohertz to about 5 megahertz. And that means that it's not mobile phones, because that's gigahertz. And it's not power lines, because that's 50 hertz. So it's radio signals, classical radio signals. It is all kinds of stuff that comes unintentionally from all kinds of equipment you connect.
So how much of a problem is electromagnetic noise for birds which migrate?
It may be a very localized effect that only affects them as long as they are in towns and cities, and the moment they're outside of town, they are fine. And one thing is certainly important to realize again is that birds have many different navigation systems and they have backup systems. So if the magnetic compass doesn't work, they can use the sun compass, the star compass, landmarks should still be fine, and so on. So we don't know how large this effect is.
How exactly birds sense the Earth's magnetic field is not fully understood. The leading theory suggests molecules in the bird's eyes are affected by the magnetic field, allowing the bird to actually see it as an image. But how this works remains a puzzle.
So one very interesting aspect of this study is that these electromagnetic fields are very, very weak in energy. So the energy is so low that we think that the mechanism that leads to these effects can't be based on conventional physics. It looks like it must be quantum mechanical. And we still don't understand exactly how it will work, but we hope we can find that out in the coming years.